Can you read me? Anyone there? Hello, this is Space Station 808. May I ask who's calling? Yes, this is Lieutenant Kim Doll. Look, just skip the formalities. Just put me through to HQ. May I ask your reason first for contacting the space station? Look, Karen, I know what you did in the space pod with you know who. Now put me through to HQ. This video is a message to my subscribers, but mostly to my Spacelords subscribers. First off, I will not be uploading any gameplay of Spacelords anymore, and I will tell you the reasons why. For years, I've been playing Spacelords even when it was called Raiders of the Broken Planet. Over the years, I've noticed that on the game, it's like I'm a different person. I also noticed that when I'm playing the game, I sound very mean, cussing constantly when things would happen to me in the game, and the game does change people. I've seen this multiple of times when I'm around other players. You could be doing good in the game, and then boom! Something happens that didn't go your way, and you're cussing before you know it and getting mad. The game has a bunch of bugs in it, and you will eventually get mad because the bugs are never fixed. But anyway, it has gotten to the point where I have been labeled as toxic, but people do not understand how it got that way. A long time ago, I wasn't even a YouTuber, so I didn't even know people were uploading me until it was brought to my attention where a person was trying to show me videos of me losing to an Alicia. So over the years, I finally got a YouTube channel and started uploading. I do not want people thinking that the person they hear in the videos are what I am like on a daily basis, because it is not. My life has changed and I want to be an example. I want to elevate my channel to something else. And in my defense, everyone gets mad playing video games, especially if you are losing or something happens that you had no control over. But some people don't think about that at all. From now on, my channel will be about art and fashion, where I will eventually make art traditionally or digitally. I will also make content critiquing character skins in video games, helpful videos on character customization, and playing games that focus on style a lot. And for example, that would be games like Bayonetta that focus on style a lot. Another reason why I will not be uploading Spacelords gameplay is because I always come across the most toxic people from Spacelords. I swear no other game has brought me this much toxicness. At least in other games, if you run across a messed up person, chances are you will never see that person never again. But since this game only has about 30 people playing it every day like a ritual, I come across some very messed up people that will actually go so far as to send you hateful comments during and after the match, and I'm just like, take your win or L and go. No need to rub it in my face constantly, which is why I have to keep my stuff on friends only. So only friends can contact me, nobody else. Now this is where I paused, because I'm like, should I mention what I'm about to say or not? Because what I'm about to say does happen a lot in gaming, but whoop-de-doo, I'm gonna say it. So continuing on, I've run into people that I think are my friend or will eventually become a good friend from Spacelords, and boom! I've come across racists, and I've experienced some racism, and it is always from Spacelords players. I've been in party chats with white people where I am the only black person in the party chat, where the N-word is said several times around me, and a person told me it is because I am a black female and they feel more comfortable enough to try me, and when it doesn't go their way, they get mad and super defensive. And oh, I've heard all types of excuses. Some of the last excuses I heard was that they use it with an A instead of ER. Like that's an excuse because they shouldn't be using it at all. People love to play around with it, but when it comes down to black people going through tough times, people disappear. But they want to play around with the word and feel cool and edgy. The next excuse was that they have a white friend that cosplays as black rappers with baggy clothing and showing underwear and using the N word repeatedly, and both like to make N word jokes together. Now, this is a white older woman telling me this while we all supposed to be grinding Spacelords for kill points. So basically, what she was describing to me is a wigger. And then another thing is usually always a person from Tennessee with a southern dialect that I run into. This ain't my first rodeo with Tennessee folk. Then I was told another excuse saying that they don't use the N word in church like that is an excuse. Another white person told me that they play N word to their family, basically saying that they are like a slave to their family and repeatedly using the N word. And I'm talking about with the ER. This person, and feeling too comfortable saying, like they're feeling too comfortable saying it around me and telling me they use it because it means ignorant. That's what this person said. They're using it for ignorant, and they saying it with the big ER too. When I confront people like this, they usually get mad with me and come with the BS excuses or simmer down off of it when they are around me. But back to this other Tennessean. I told the person how I felt the first time. We both had a long discussion, and I thought it was over, and then they came back and said it again. But now they are saying I am not a forgiving person, but what the hell was that? So I'm supposed to do strike 1, 2, and 3 with people and just constantly hang out with people like this? Child, please. I forgive, but that don't mean I gotta be around you for you to do it again. Like the nerve, the audacity to even say something like that around me. And to me, where they are the ones that tried it around me and was hoping I wouldn't call them out, and now is acting holier than thou. Telling a person that they are not forgiven after that they are not forgiving after they are the ones that said the N word again is some BS. Now this is another thing that baffled me. But shouldn't by now, with people like this, they said they are in good standing with the Lord. And in my mind, I'm like, why is this person saying all of this to me after they are the ones that tried me again with the same BS? All these excuses, guys, and deflecting from what they said around me. It's that holier than thou personality that I dislike. That's like telling someone that, hey, I do a lot of good. I am better than you faith-wise and you are. I don't like someone flaunting that to me and trying to make me feel guilty over some stuff they have done. Ain't no way I would fix my mouth to tell someone that after using a racial slur. Even if I wasn't hurling it at them, you still said it. And this is how they know they messed up, because after I called them out that night, they started bringing up other stuff to try to convince me that they are nice, but then started telling me about their wigger white friend that cosplays as black rappers, and they both use the N word. And then when I gave a response, she said she only hung out. Well, she got super defensive. She was like, I only hung out with this person a few times. It's not like all the time. Like, why the hell tell me some BS like this to defend their right to say the N word? Like I told you, I was pondering on should I talk about this or not. But I don't want to beat around the bush like I hear from some other people that are just accept it and carry on like this stuff don't happen. But anywho, I used to be friends with this other Spacelords player, and we proceeded to play Dead by Daylight. But there is a character on Dead by Daylight called Claudette that people make fun of, and this person thought it was so great to start calling me Blackie. Like I told you, I have met some effed up people from Spacelords. I was told that behind my back I was called an N-word bitch, and I'm not sure about the N-word bitch thing because I wasn't in party chat to hear it, but the woman from before that I was talking about said another Space Lord player called me that behind my back. So if I was called that, the person just couldn't call me the B word alone. They had to put N word on it as well. I'm guessing I beat them in a match or something and uploaded it, and they got in their prissy pissy feelings with their panties in a bunch digging cheese. Carrying on. And a few weeks ago, I was told that one of my now deleted friends was making N-word jokes about black people picking cotton. And the same woman tried to make it seem like they didn't contribute to the jokes. But when I invited a friend to the party chat, more of the truth came out, where it turns out it was one of her friends that was in the party chat that started with the racist jokes, and then this now ex-friend chimed in. And at this point, I feel like all chimed in while some are playing innocent because after that, the N-word was said again around me with BS excuses. Some of the truth didn't come out until I invited another person that is black to the party chat, which tells me that the person that told me some of the things reneged on the rest of what was said. And I'm like, oh, this is what I said to her. I said, oh, you didn't tell me the rest of what was said until now. Lo and behold, detective instincts wins the day. And thank you, you know who you are out there. What's also messed up is another race using the N-word, but don't know a lick about the culture at all, and look at a few hip-hop videos and think that that is all there is to black culture, just mimicking what they see on screen, and they forget history on purpose and don't give an F, which is why I have separated myself from all Space Lords players that keep coming at me with this BS and their BS excuses. You running around here going N-word this and N-word that with your jokes and don't know a lick about black culture. Now I know other races are gonna use the word, but it's really messed up when you come across people that use the word and don't know black culture at all and don't respect. And I have come across people like this several times. They look at a few hip hop videos and think that that is it. But these are not the main reasons why I'm not uploading any more Space Lords gameplay. Because I have thick skin. Because N-word is mentioned a lot in all types of games. So if I was to let it phase me that much, then I wouldn't be gaming at all. I just wanted to bring awareness since I never hear anyone bringing this stuff up, or maybe it just happens to me on this dead game where it's only about 30 people playing each day. I know people would be like, why talk about this? But why not bring awareness about this stuff? This is my story, and I'm going to tell it. I dislike coming across people that want to keep everything hidden. Like, oh, you shouldn't say that. Don't mention that. Yeah, that's you keeping things in a box. I'm not. So, carrying on. Another reason why I'm done is because the channel isn't growing at all from this dead game. I noticed the main videos with likes or nasty comments are the ones where I am going through a downfall. I had a lot of stuff lined up for Spacelords, like telling how the story could have been ended, what they could do to make a big comeback with the game, and they could have made skins of the characters to match the melee event weapons and added to the tier. But it's like, why do so? Why should I work myself? Why should I work myself up and create fan-made skins of how certain characters could have looked with the skins from the weapon on the characters' outfits? The game is dead. You see the same names over and over again. And by me being a YouTuber, antags come from me the most. The game is highly unfair. The matchmaking is unfair. It groups high levels most of the time with a group of low levels that are trying to learn the game. And of course, antags are going to take full advantage of that. The fan base has gotten to the point where they heavily criticize content creators that are playing on 50% MMR, which is a huge nightmare. It's like, why take yourself through that much stress just to please a fan base that don't give a heck about you and always looking for something to complain about? If you play with high MMR, you barely have any NPCs on the map to help you against 4 raiders that are going to gang up on you every chance they get. The game is so stressful until you have to lower your MMR to get enough grunts on your side to help you out against raiders that usually have unfair weapons like Easter egg, for example. But people want you to break your mind to play on 50% MMR. Every time I look around, there's somebody pointing out my MMR. People lower MMR to have a chance. Who the hell wants to keep playing with high MMR to where the enemies can kill you in a few shots? And that would be every map you play on while you are being grouped up with low ranks. There is only one group that I see trying to play on high MMR, but guess what? They don't antag because they know what will happen to them. And this is a group that plays Spacelords every day and barely goes to any other game. I just refuse to become that. I would rather release stress, not add on stress to myself. If you want to do that, then feel free to do it. I would not be taking myself through that horror just to please folks that are still going to complain about something. Moving right along. People hated when I pointed out the most toxic weapons and go into defense mode without giving it a full thought. It then went over into other videos where people started to complain. Antags don't even use other raiders anymore like Schneider, Hans, Kuzman, etc. because some raiders have been nerfed. Schneider's health is cut in half every time he brings out his drone. And if you're going up against a buff teleporting enemy like Harry that has no cooldown with that freaking Easter egg weapon that burns you up, is a very no-win situation. To me, his mind should function like a Yana's mind. You have a chance to get out of that. With Easter egg, you don't have no chance once you step on the first mine. And if he shoots another one, you're really dead. You're sniped or burned up before you can even reach a raider. I don't know why people stopped using Hans. He can literally glide up to you and shoot you and glide away when everyone comes to gang up on you. I just don't use him because I don't have his guns modded yet. It is only about 30 people playing this game on a daily basis, and most people have a Smurf account by now to try to get even with other players. So, you are never sure. Back in the day, this game was a little more fair. Ever since they changed grapple and included throwing and made it where Aleph can be thrown like a bomb, it messed up the game. Back then, when you grabbed someone, the person died instantly if you weren't good at CQC. The new modding system also has messed up the game. To a new player that is just getting into the game, the modding system looks confusing. It is now to the point where it's like you have to watch a tutorial or be a good mathematician. And I've seen some that still struggle with modding a weapon, including me, because what you think is best sometimes comes out as junk, even if you can get it to 69 or over 70 points on a weapon. So then you have to stress yourself out and grind every day like a mindless zombie to get kill points to redo your weapon all over again, while you have a whole lot of other weapons that need modding just to feel like you have completed collecting everything in the game. It is mind-boggling and very, very stressful redoing weapons, because you now know that you have to go through The late nights of long grinding, the stress of seeing the same players over and over again that want to get their win back no matter what. And sometimes you'll come across the same name like 3 or 4 times in a row. Antag choose the same characters over and over again and feel like they are top of the line. Alicia and Herrick are used almost every match. I barely see another Antag choosing another character. This is different from back in the day where you couldn't guess what the Antag was going to choose. You didn't see it coming. You never knew. Now whenever an Antag pops up or you see a certain name, you already know who the person is going to choose. And it is annoying. It is to the point where sometimes I just leave matches when I see the same character being chosen over and over again because it is like, why even bother? Just the other day I went up against a person that plays Harry only. And after they lost, they contacted the person I was in party chat with and told them they gotta use Easter egg next time when they see us. Like, wow, this is what I'm talking about. Next, the last thing added to this game is the weapon called the End. And it really is the End. Because if a player makes too many lines with the End, it boots somebody out of the game. And sometimes you won't be able to load back in at all to get your points. And new players do not realize this. And then you have some skilled players that uses the gun just to troll people. The team that made Spacelords seems to not even care to even test run their weapons anymore, even keep up the guild clash events anymore. It used to be every few days or weeks or so, a group of guilds would be chosen, and you can see their flag on the map, but all of it is no more. There's been times where I wish I could write for them because I really want to see this game completed. It's a beautiful story. This game is so original, but from all the stress this game has caused me, I would just rather be done with it. Done with uploading gameplay. About the only thing I would probably do for this game is just critique more skins. Maybe, and that's a tiny maybe. But upon looking at how my other video did, I got no comments, barely got likes, so that just shows me how dead this game is. It's sad to see a beautifully written game that is so original with Sumerian names and what appears to be some sort of alien hieroglyphics on certain sacred maps and good written lore in the game. I even like the made up ancient language for the game. I don't know if it is real or not. Some of the language resembles like ancient Chinese a little bit. This game goes deeper than most think when you look at skins up close and when you read the lore, look at the maps and the language. I was hoping to see more about Ayun's tribe called the Anhuati, or at least another character from a tribe added to the game. They have characters that have interesting backgrounds that I wish they would have expanded more on. Each character is unique, and I was looking forward to more characters, but it looks like this game would never become mainstream. It is dead. It looks like the only thing keeping it alive is people paying for skins, emotes, weapon skins, and character packs. So with all of that being said, Spacelords players, you are free to unsubscribe from me, and I actually hope all the ones that dislike me will unsubscribe. I don't care if I get down to 10 subscribers and start back over again. I want you to unlike, thumb down, do whatever the hell you gotta freaking do. Unsub, unlike. I don't give a care. I don't really give a care anymore. I want a new fan base that actually likes me for me, not people waiting on my downfall at every nook and cranny. I didn't have to upload my losses. I could have just uploaded my wins only like what everyone else does. But I wanted to show the real gaming where you will not win every time on Spacelords. I wanted to show the struggle. If you want to be a true fan, you are free to stick around. My new videos will be of me making art, playing stylish games, critiquing games that have a lot of character skins, and making good character customization videos. If that strikes your fancy, you are free to stick around. If I see any more nasty comments, you're instantly getting blocked, or either I hide you from the channel and you will be talking to yourself, and no one, including me, will be able to see your comments when I click those three dots near your name. Move on to someone else. There are plenty of people still beating this dead horse game, so flock to them. Well, toodaloo, fancy yourself to someone else new.